In a kingdom destined to fall, one boy begins a silent conquest.
And that conquest continues in Volume 2 of The Conqueror, From a Dying Kingdom. We're picking up with young Yuri Ho, and believe me, his plans are starting to move at lightning speed. We're talking strategy, innovation, and some major secrets that could either reshape the entire world or, just offer a way out before it all comes crashing down.
So, first up, A Knight's Gambit begins. We're talking new alliances and some seriously unconventional strategies. The story kicks off with Yuri starting at the super prestigious Knight Academy. But look, for him, this is not just about learning how to swing a sword. No way! This place is a chessboard, and he's there to find his pieces, the people and the resources he needs to pull off a plan he's been cooking up for years.
And right away, we get a perfect example of how Yuri's mind works. Check this out. It's the first combat assessment. You've got Princess Carol, right? She's got skill for sure, but she fights by the book and gets overpowered. Bam, class 2. Then it's Yuri's turn. He's smaller, he's weaker, he should be toast. But does he charge in? Nope. He uses feints, he uses footwork, he turns the instructor's own strength against him. He turns his size into a weapon. He doesn't technically win, but his performance is so impressive they stick him in the elite class 1. It's the perfect showcase of his whole deal. Brains will always beat brawn.
And that strategic brain of his, it's not just for the classroom. Soon after, he runs into this merchant, Harold Harrell, whose business is basically circling the drain. Why? Because his kingdom's only trade partner is getting crushed in a war. So while Harold's panicking, Yuri just drops this bombshell of an idea on him. Hey, ever thought about learning Kulatish so you can trade with the Kaladi? I mean, this is insane. Trading with your kingdom's sworn enemies? That's not just risky, it's practically treason. But that's Yuri for you. Where everyone else sees a dead end, he sees a wide open door.
And he's not just spitballing ideas here, he actually does it. Both Yuri and Harold sign up for a Kulatish language class. And get this, it's taught by the only Kulati instructor at the academy, an exile named Ethervino. You have to understand how huge this is. In a kingdom that's built on hating the Kulati, these two are actively learning their language, their culture. They're trying to build a bridge to the very people they're supposed to despise.
So, does this crazy plan work? Oh yeah, it works. Half a year goes by, and Harold comes back. Not only is he alive, he's a success. He actually forged a trade route with a Kaladi nation, the Albio Republic. Yuri's wild theory? It paid off, big time. This proves he's not just smart, he's thinking on a whole other level than anyone else. He didn't just save one merchant, he's just created a brand new economic path and made a seriously powerful and loyal friend in Harold.
All right, next chapter, building a new foundation, an empire of ink and paper. So with one major outside connection locked down, Yuri starts looking closer to home. He knows he can't always depend on other people. He needs his own power, his own money, and he decides to build his foundation on an invention that is literally going to change how information itself works in this world.
He goes straight to the queen, lays out his idea for cheap paper made from plants, and walks away with the kingdom's first ever patent. Patent number 1. This is huge. Think about it. In a world where everything's written on super expensive animal hides, Yuri is about to make books, letters, everything available to everyone.
He partners up with this guy, Kaffer Ornette, a brilliant artisan who's kind of hit rock bottom, and together they nailed down the process. And it's actually pretty simple when you break it down. You just mash up plant fibers into a pulp, spread it out thin, press it, and let it dry. Boom, paper. But this simple little process, it's going to change everything. They can make this stuff for less than half the cost of parchment.
But you know Yuri, he's not going to stop at just selling blank sheets. He's always thinking 10 steps ahead. Why just sell the canvas when you can sell the finished painting? His next move, take over the entire publishing industry.
And the way he does it is just perfect. He finds the most unexpected partners you could think of. He goes to this student author, Pina Colada. She's super shy but writes these incredibly popular and, let's be honest, kind of scandalous, romance novels that are passed around in secret at her dorm. Her roommate, Komimi, is the practical one who handles all the business. Yuri walks in and makes them an offer they can't refuse. He'll give them the tech to mass-produce her stories for everybody.
And here's the secret weapon, another one of Yuri's inventions, the mimeograph. This thing is a game changer. You just carve letters into a wax stencil, roll ink over it, and you can churn out hundreds of identical copies. No more scribes copying everything by hand. This means it's cheap, it's fast, and, this is the most important part, it's private. They can print everything right there in the dorm, no one has to know.
So, let's take a step back. Yuri's building businesses. He's making powerful friends. He's starting a revolution with paper and ink. It all looks amazing on the surface. But underneath all of that success, all of that hard work, is desperation. Because there's a much bigger, much more secret plan unfolding in the shadows.
It all leads to the one question that's behind everything he does. If his kingdom is doomed to fall, what is Yuri's real endgame?
And here's the shocking answer. He's not trying to save the kingdom. He thinks it's a lost cause. All of this, it's to fund his escape plan. He's secretly putting together a small, trusted crew. You've got his cousin Sham, a math genius calculating complex star charts for navigation. Then there's her roommate Lily, a gearhead mechanic who he's hired to build a sextant, a tool for navigating the ocean. The goal is crystal clear. When everything falls apart, they're getting on a boat and sailing away.
But for all this high-level, cold-hearted planning, we have to remember, Yuri isn't a robot. And this part of this story, the Conqueror's heart, is all about that. His journey is being shaped by the people close to him, and those relationships are about to get hit with some bombshells.
The first real crisis has nothing to do with kingdoms or patents. It's about his best friend, Milo. Yuri finds out that Milo might have to drop out of the academy. Why? Because his grandmother is threatening to stop paying his tuition. And in that moment, all the grand strategy goes out the window. Yuri just goes to confront her, ready to do whatever it takes to help his friend.
And in the middle of this huge argument, everything just stops. A secret that Milo has guarded for her entire life comes spilling out by accident. His best friend, the person he thought was a quiet, frail boy, is actually a girl. Just like that, Yuri's entire world gets turned upside down. The one person he felt he truly understood, he didn't know at all. This changes everything.
Meanwhile, his connection with Princess Carol is also getting way more complicated. She gets this idea in her head that she wants to see how normal people live, so she asks Yuri to sneak her out into the city in disguise. And man, what a day. They see the poor districts, the busy markets, and then Carol, being a little naive, wanders into a gambling hall and loses all her money. But Yuri, he doesn't even get mad. He just watches, sees the dealers cheating, and then sits down and with ice in his veins, strategically wins every single coin back.
So, their big day out is over, and Yuri takes the money he won back and stops at a little street stall. He sees a small piece of jewelry and just says, quietly, that the gemstone is a perfect match for her eyes. It's a small moment, but it says so much.
He buys her a simple, tarnished silver ring, just one little blue sapphire. This isn't some royal treasure. It's not a gift for a princess. It's something else, a personal, heartfelt token. And as he gives it to her, you can just feel this unspoken thing pass between them. The boy who is planning to abandon this kingdom, and the girl who will one day have to rule it. So what does this simple ring really mean for their future? Well, that's the question we're left with as we wait for Volume 3.
Plot capsule.